This is the Team ClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave, and this is our show.
News. What is this?
It's the news. We're starting with the news.
Oh man, I don't know. I was ready to take a nap. I'm slurring my words already. It's gonna turn 10 p.m. in less than a minute, Ian.
Time for the news.
Oh boy. Okay, time for bed. Ian,
Dave.
what news do you want to talk about? Is it car news?
It is car news.
Bowel related?
No, it's actual real life car news.
No.
That's why I would start with the noise.
Who are you, Weezer? Say it ain't so.
Oh, no. But yes, I do want to talk about news.
Okay.
Because the big so there's been a weirdly large amount of news in the last week for there not being like a car show going on or anything.
Right.
One of the big stories was that the Chiron broke 300 miles an hour.
Yep, that's right. The Bugatti Chiron Super Sport.
Yeah.
Lightly modified.
I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
But the thing that I did want to talk about was the Taycan.
Yes.
Taycan?
The Porsche Taycan.
So obviously it's crazy impressive. We haven't seen it in person. We're not going to have a take on it really, but I want to talk to you about the controversy that's surrounding it.
There's already a controversy?
There's already controversy in it, and it revolves around the picture on the screen.
Okay.
Right here. That one right there. Just take a look at what it says on it.
Why does it say turbo?
Uh-huh.
It's an electric car.
Yep. Hence the controversy. So there's a controversy about it because people are like, well,
oh man.
But what now?
Right.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the Taycan is Porsche's basically like Model S competitor.
Yeah, they're
for lack of a better
Tesla killer.
Right.
Right.
And honestly, it sounds if everything on paper is true, it sounds like it's going to be crazy impressive. And I'm sure it's going to be great. But they've kept with their model naming convention,
right?
With so you get the Carrera S,
get the Carrera 4S,
right? And then you get the Carrera Turbo, and then the Turbo S, right? So the top of the line Taycan is the Taycan Turbo S. It is an all electric car. It's not a hybrid. There's no range extender. There's no turbo. There's no turbocharger. Anywhere on it.
Do you want me to go to the garage right now and get a turbo? Because I can get one. We could be holding a turbo on this podcast.
Well, I think everybody knows what a turbocharger is, right?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on it? Because I've been thinking about it, and I have thoughts.
I imagine you just like standing in your shower, just like the water falling on you, and you're just like turbo. Well, I mean, turbo,
but turbo.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not. Turbo used to be like a word that was like cool or and so it's kind of like going back to that, like just like the overall essence of turbo instead of the physical manifestation of the object.
Right.
But I don't want Porsche giving me homophones.
That's not what a homophone is.
But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, a synonym or like multiple definitions for the same word.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Right? Yeah.
I like it.
You're okay with it being turbo?
I'm okay with it. And I kind of went the same direction you did.
Yeah.
Because I think if they had written turbocharger on it someplace,
right,
I would have more of a problem with it than just turbo. Because you're right.
Yeah.
We have become accustomed to, and it's kind of fallen out of favor now, but 35 years ago, that was a big thing to write turbo on things that did not have a turbocharger.
Did not have turbo. Right. But it was seldom written on cars that didn't have a turbocharger.
Right.
It like I have a T-shirt that just says turbo.
Right.
Right. You know. Yeah. Like so people would put it on things. Like I'm sure it was like on bicycles and.
I mean, we all had turbo buttons on our computers.
Yeah.
None of them had turbochargers.
Right. They had math coprocessors. That's what that was.
Yeah. So like we didn't like. Nobody was like, "There's no turbocharger in here." You know?
Right.
I mean, maybe there was someone who did that, but
here's the thing. Okay. Does Porsche have access to any other words?
Yeah, but what word would you use? Knowing what you know about their line.
Right.
And like the importance of the word turbo in their history.
Right.
What would you have done?
I don't know what I would have done. I would have looked at it as an opportunity to kind of fork the line and differentiate between cars that actually had turbochargers and cars that are electric.
Yeah.
But to come up with an equally charged word.
Well, but here's the thing is that they've already diluted the word turbo because the new 911 range all has turbos. Every 911 now has a turbo, except for the GT3, but whatever. They all have a turbo.
Right.
But only the turbo is called the turbo.
Right. And that I'm okay with.
You okay with that?
Because it's like, well, there's this base unit, right? And then the thing that makes this one special is like the extra turboing, right? More boost, right? Because it's that extra layer of performance. Either a bigger turbo, extra boost, whatever. It's going to be different. Then I'm okay with that being turbo.
Okay.
Right?
All right. But you just said you wanted to differentiate between the cars that had a turbo and the cars that didn't have a turbo.
Right. So I'm a hypocrite. But I understand if you're like, if you're fitting this in with all of the gas engines with turbos.
Right.
Right? Like that makes more sense to me. But to have the word turbo in an electric car,
it is weird.
Makes my mind hurt. And as logical as the Germans are, it's so interesting that they like logicked their way all the way back to a really complicated and odd solution. Right?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because it was definitely a full circle of like, and logic, and we're
like, I think we probably just recreated the board meeting that they had about this.
You might be right. Yeah.
It is a strange thing to do, but I'm honestly kind of in favor of it. I think it gets people like, I feel like it gets the right people kind of worked up.
Right. Because like me hearing it, it's not like I'm worked up. It's like, all right.
Right.
But I'm not going to go on like message boards and like get in flame wars.
Right. Like honestly, my first and second reactions to that were number one, oh, what?
Right.
And then the second one was like, oh God, I'm that person who's going to be upset by it. So then I had to like talk myself through why I shouldn't be upset by it. And I kind of convinced myself.
Okay. So is part of you being okay with it the fact that you don't want to be the person that isn't okay with it?
That was the beginning of it. That was the genesis of that internal monologue.
That was the ingress point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I think I really did convince myself. I've given myself Stockholm Syndrome. It's Stockholm Syndrome where you like fly to Stockholm yourself. You talk to no one and you're just in a hotel and you're like, no, I belong here.
This is fine.
I've kidnapped myself.
This is normal for me. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, I was talking to a Volkswagen employee about this. And he said that the big thing with this that it has over the Tesla is that not only just like all of the Porsche performance and all of that stuff, but the way that they went about like the actual acceleration and driving, like it does like its ludicrous mode, equivalent, like full on launches as many times as you want until the battery is depleted.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah, that's on you. Where Tesla's like, okay, you get a couple, and then let's take it down for a moment.
So what I read about that was that basically the because they run on an 800 volt
Yeah.
system, which is much higher than what most electric cars, including the Tesla, do. It means that the current can be lower, and that's what creates heat.
Right.
And so that's why they lock you down, is because there's all this latent heat that they got to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why you can only do like ludicrous mode launches like every so often or whatever.
Right.
So that's part of what enabled them to do that.
Right.
Which I thought was an interesting design choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many of those we'll see around Denver within the next year, and then how irritated we all continue to be by seeing the word turbo in our face.
I know, on an electric car.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I don't know.
The other controversial point, if you scroll through, and this model will have it, on the Turbo S, the wheels.
Okay. Like the white dishes there?
Yeah. The body, so that all the Turbo S's, they come with the
body color.
With the body color rim along the outside of the wheel.
And
some people are not into it.
It's a bold styling statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's all right. I don't see any problems with it. You?
Yeah. No, I don't mind it. Yeah. I mean, they look a little gimmicky to me. And I probably wouldn't option my car like that, especially in white.
Yeah. I wonder how it's going to look in that transition of pictures to real life.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious to see it in the metal for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on the turbo thing.
Yeah. That's funny.
Being a turbo aficionado as you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Boost is my friend, Ian.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a good point to mention that I had an insane car spotting day today.
Oh, yeah?
I saw a McLaren 720S with expired temp tags. I texted you that. Did you see that?
You did text me that. Yes.
Yeah. And then I saw the new Aston Martin, what's the new one that everybody is not so sure about?
The new Aston Martin that everyone's not sure about?
Yeah, as far as the styling goes.
The DBS Super Leggera?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it looks great.
Wait,
that's the new one.
What was the one at the auto show that we were looking at together? Where it was like the back was great, but the front was bad, or the other way around?
Oh, the DB11?
Maybe, yeah. So I saw a DB11 too. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was the DB11. Yeah. Saw one of those. Just saw it from the back for a second, and it was hauling through traffic. I thought, oh no, it wasn't the DB11. It had the single taillight that went into the spoiler. Because at first I thought it might have been a new Supra.
Look at the DBS.
Okay. Yes, I saw a DBS.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And a McLaren 720.
Where were you?
At Cherry Creek.
It was that? That's the Super Leggera.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the back end of that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Or are you thinking it? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Nope. You're talking about the Vantage, the new Vantage.
Oh, the new Vantage. That's it.
That was what was at the show.
Yep, that's
Sorry, both of those things can't have come out since the Vantage. So.
It was the Vantage, and it was in this color right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like this weird,
Yeah. Everyone's kind of unsure. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yep.
Yeah, the Vantage. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you saw a DBS. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I thought there was something else that I saw, but I can't remember. After seeing those two in one day in pretty rapid succession, it's like, okay, well.
Right.
Yeah.
When the 720, when you text me the 720, my first thought was when the VC money doesn't come through.
That's exactly it. Do you know where I saw it? So I was I was stopping at the public service ATM on Colorado Boulevard in 8th, right? You know that alley that goes behind Swing Tie and stuff there?
Yeah.
If you pull into the parking lot, you have to go out that way. You can't usually go back onto Colorado.
He was in there?
It was driving down that alley, which is like a goddamn rocket strike.
It's for anyone who doesn't know the very
exact alley that we're talking about in Denver, Colorado.
It is sketchy. I would not drive my car down there.
Yep. I was throwing I have a rule in my car. Whenever I get out, I take whatever trash is in the car.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. I try to do the same thing.
Yeah. And so there was no trash cans there. So I went to the alley and to the dumpster, right, to buy my methamphetamines and prostitutes. And I threw like, gum and stuff in the dumpster. And then there's this like 720p, like negotiating the potholes.
Right. And I didn't mean that like it's in a sketchy neighborhood. I just mean like the physical topography of that alley is very sketchy. And like, I don't know how he didn't leave a $20,000 splitter in there.
No, like he was going very slow, and I think he had it in like the parking mode or whatever.
He probably had the nose.
Yeah.
I don't know if 720S comes with a nose raise or not.
I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, he was going down there. Yeah. And I rarely take my old man sedan down there because it's like, dude, I don't want to lose a bumper. And
Yeah, I would get high centered in that alley.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. To the point where like we could work on your car from the bottom while it was being suspended on some of the things in that alley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's where I go to change my tires. I just park it in the middle of the alley.
Yeah. So
that's terrible.
Yeah. So, okay. So,
well, I will say that the turbo discussion does relate to an FMK Cars.
FMK Cars is a game that Ian and Dave play on our show. It's based on the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but instead of playing it with people, we play it with cars because we're nice and we're not gross dudes. F means you drive a car for a day. M means it's your daily driver, and K means you have to crush that car. Ian, give me 3 cars so I can FMK.
I would be happy to.
Okay.
So I found pictures. These are all from a VW Vortex.
Yes. I love VW
thread
Vortex.
Called Show me cars with huge turbo graphics.
Okay.
That was the name of it.
That's a good thread.
Yeah, and I just picked a couple from there.
Okay.
So the first one will be a Saab 99 turbo.
Oh, beloved 99.
Look at those sweet ass turbo graphics.
Yep. And those are the perfect wheels for a 99. That graphic is perfect. It's perfect. Tip to taint. Perfect car.
And I like that style grille too.
Oh,
it's my favorite style.
Wonderful.
Grill.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is a BMW 2002 turbo, getting some sweet air.
Yep. With turbo backwards on the.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Which is.
Look at that guy's mustache. If I get this one, do I get that mustache?
Absolutely. You can have it. Yeah.
And mutton chops.
I love. I love everything about that picture.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's like a Renaissance masterpiece, that
picture. Is he wearing a tie? He's wearing a tie. Yeah.
He's in a suit, sir. But he's like a long hair, like a 70s long hair.
Businessman.
He looks a little like Rob Reiner from...
Spinal Tap. No,
from the TV show.
St. Elsewhere?
What?
No, I don't know.
All in the
Family? It's very late.
Anyway. Whatever.
I do like that the license plate is MBW.
Yeah.
That was all they could get for the shoot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Close enough.
All right.
And then the last one is the Renault 18 Turbo.
Oh, you could only find a scale model of this one, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
Uh-huh.
Pretty sweet.
Okay. All right. I like the wheels on the Renault as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that was a pretty fast car for its day, and it's like a big sedan.
I'm marrying the Saab 99.
I actually didn't look that hard for Renault Turbo.
You didn't, because it's a Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to find one with the turbo.
Oh yeah.
Thing. The turbo decal really visible, and it was hard to find one.
And then I think I would marry I would marry the Saab.
Okay.
F the Renault, because there's just something cool about a big sedan scooting.
Yep.
Right? And then I think I would have to kill this guy, his mustache, and the BMW.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think you would do? As much as I love the 2002.
I think I would drive the 2002 for a day.
Okay.
With the mustache.
Uh-huh.
And just take it over sweet ass jumps all the time.
Yeah, right.
And I think I would marry the Renault.
You'd marry the Renault? Okay.
I'm very intrigued by that car.
Okay. Nice.
And I'd crush the Saab. Unfortunately.
I don't like that.
I know you don't. I don't like that.
Show's over.
I don't like that.
That's it. Speaking of Saab, I have some news.
Oh, I want to hear it.
So I think you and I have a lot of conversations that we need to have around my Vigan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But
I've been wanting to ask you for an update on this.
Okay. But because I've had a lot of thoughts. Okay. So something I did this week is I went and test drove another Vigan, a 2001 3-door silver Vigan. That is on Craigslist. I'm not going to buy it.
Okay.
I haven't texted the individual yet to tell him this, but is a super nice guy. Has a classic 900, a 9000.
Oh, wow.
And this was his second Vigan. Okay.
And a problem. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I showed up and it was me.
Yeah.
Right? Like just 5 years in the future. Right? I was like, wow, looking good. But Ian, while we were talking about Vigans and Saabs and stuff, I think his name is Izzo. He's a super nice guy, right? Really down to earth and very smart. And we have like very similar approaches to like how we treat our cars and stuff like that. I was like, well, so you're selling this one, and it's basically he's selling that one. He was going to keep the one that I test drove like perfectly stock, and that was going to be it, right? But maintaining 2 Vigans and like is just kind of too much, and he was never driving the stock one, so he was driving his other one. I said, tell me about your other one. And so he starts telling me about it. He's got, it's like, it has a light ECU tune, but he's got conies on it. He's got, the genuine Saab exhaust. He's got T5 cams swapped into the T7 head, which gives you a little bit more on the top end of the revs. And you actually lose a touch from the low end. But he said, well, the paint is gone on it. So what I did is I got this like stuff that they kind of use on truck beds. I met the yellow Rhino Liner Vigan guy.
Oh, wow.
Remember when my buddy Chris, I think he saw it at a Cars and Coffee? Yeah. I met this dude. I met this Vigan.
Wow.
The guy that has this Vigan, I almost bought his
other Vigan.
That's hilarious. He's so nice and so cool.
That's really interesting.
And at no point did I tell him I had an automotive podcast where I'd be talking about it. Yeah. So, so his approach with this was that, the paint was completely gone, right? And it's like, it's so expensive to, to get a new paint job. And he wants to drive it all the time.
Right.
And so he just put the Rhino Liner shellac on it.
Nice.
And he built like this cool custom bike rack for it.
Yeah.
Right. And then like if you want a close up of the actual texture, like there you go.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's got to be so heavy though.
I mean, it can't like crazy weigh it down.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, like let's say it's another 60, 70 pounds of paint.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So don't eat a few burritos.
A few burritos. 60, 70 pounds.
Well, people always make those kinds of arguments about like crazy lightweight bicycles.
Right. Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, just don't have any fucking ice cream. Like,
right. Yeah.
All those weight things go to hell as soon as you put water bottles on the bike.
Yeah.
And a toolkit, right? Oh, good. You got a 14-pound bike. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I met the Rhino Liner Vigan dude.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I like in the passenger seat when I was riding in his Vigan, he drove it first, and I drove it second. I was like, I can't believe that I'm sitting next to the yellow Rhino Liner Vigan guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Right. It's a good looking car.
It is.
Right. Hey, you do you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad it's cool that he's out driving it.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So I was actually I was thinking about your Vigan, and because I was looking at I saw a video about this shop that does electric conversions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was just like, man, that would be pretty rad.
An electric Vigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could put turbo on the side.
I could.
Porsche did it.
Yeah, right? Fair game.
Yeah.
Seal's been broken. turbo on an electric car.
I'm just going to put turbo on everything.
Yeah, guess what? This mug is turbo. I'm turbo T-ing.
I feel like turbo tea is like some really horrendous bro drink.
Oh, yeah. Isn't there like a sports tea? Like that sports tea? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Turbo tea. Yeah, no. Yeah, they would come up with a worse name for it.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have you thought about that? About doing an electric conversion?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I mean, it would solve your emissions problem.
Certainly would. But I think we'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
And I think you're going to like where my head's at on it.
Okay.
I think we're going to have some fun with it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm determined to
Good.
get it to pass emissions.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk. So let's talk about going to RMDE. Last time we released an episode, we were in a hotel room, Ian.
Correct.
Together. I was wearing a bathrobe.
Correct.
What people don't know is that you weren't wearing any pants.
Also correct.
Yeah.
What people don't know is that I never wear pants on this show.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you got 2 days of driving. I did 1 day of driving.
Unfortunately, you had a work trip.
I did have a work trip, so I came in late. But it's our annual thing we do with the Rocky Mountain Automotive Press. They put together this event where you get to drive a bunch of cars and hopefully, get some piping hot content out of it.
Hey, the you coming in on the second day caused us to was the impetus to us thinking of something that we'll be releasing in a little while here. We're working really hard on it, but I think it might be the best thing we've ever done.
Okay. Yeah, we should pump the brakes on that. But saying that publicly.
No, it's going to be fantastic and I love it.
I know. I'm excited about it too. Anyway, but I'm very excited to talk, especially about the cars that I didn't get to drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And the one that you were like, I have thoughts on this, was the Fiat 500X.
So I wrote on our Talkabouts document the plight of the 2019 Fiat 500X.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ian, give me your thoughts real quick on the Fiat 500X.
So I have not driven one.
Okay.
I know that it's basically the same car as the Jeep Renegade.
Okay. Right.
Of which I believe I have driven one of those.
Okay. And what do you think about the Renegade?
That was fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Do you like it, Ian? Be honest here. Be honest, man.
No, I don't.
Okay.
That much.
That's okay.
I think I would rather have like a Kia Soul.
Okay. All right.
Or something a little funkier. Although I will say I did like the kind of the funky touches inside of it.
The funky touches of the Renegade?
Yeah. If you're going to have a car like this, which
right.
is inherently very silly.
Right.
And you would be better served with just a hatchback.
Right.
You might as well have fun with it. So I appreciated that they did that with it.
Right.
So I'll qualify it with that.
Okay. All right. So I drove the Fiat 500X up from a park that we had lunch at. We climbed a lot, getting over a pass down to Woodland Park.
Right. And this has the 1.3
liter turbo.
The twin air. It's the twin air Fiat engine, right?
Yep. Yeah. Same as the Renegade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so I was talking to Kelly Enright with FCA about the Fiat 500X, and because I told her I drove it and she wanted to know what I thought about it. And I told her, first of all, with the interior, I feel like as I'm sitting inside of it, that I just expect an espresso to pop out from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not a bad feeling. I think you get that in a lot of Fiat.
Yeah, that's by design.
Right.
I think they would probably be happy to hear you say that.
Right. And I would also like to say that on paper, this is a car that you and I should absolutely not be in favor of.
Correct.
Right? Because it's roly-poly. It's like you'd be better served, like you said, with a hatchback. There's other things that you can do. Okay? But then I thought about this poor Fiat sitting in a showroom.
Yeah.
Okay? And Jeep Renegades are like flying out the door.
Right.
Because they can't sell the 500X. Like, it's not really taking off. Right?
Yeah.
And so this poor little 500X is sitting while these Jeep Renegades are flying out the door, right? And I just felt bad for it. I felt bad for it because it's like the goth kid of the FCA line, right? Where it's like that's the one that like is more special.
It's the 8-year-old dog at the shelter.
Yes. Yeah, right?
Right.
Yeah. The one that like it's like, yeah, I'm housebroken. I've been housebroken.
Right.
Right. It's not gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Right. Just take me home and we'll be best friends.
Yeah.
Right. Because I didn't hate driving it on that climb. And we were at I think about 8,500 to 9,500 feet. So we were high up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so it didn't drive awful. It still pulled up the mountain passes and stuff. It did well, better than you'd think. I was not a fan of the headrests. They're very hard.
Okay.
And they do not look like you would want to put a human head on that.
Yeah.
But I just felt bad for the 500. And if you want a Jeep Renegade, just get something a little weird. If you're already gonna buy a Renegade, just get a Fiat and be a little weird and cool.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I think the 500X is, aside from the 500L, maybe the ugliest car on sale today. I don't like the way it looks like someone found a Fiat 500 at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah, you're right. And they pulled it up and it looks like Steve Bannon. Right.
Yes.
It's all bloated and gross.
Yes.
But I don't care.
Okay.
Ian, I don't care. No, it's not a good looking car.
If it was your money, be honest, if your money and the two cars you had to choose from were this and a Jeep Renegade.
This.
Really?
Fiat 500X, yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's the weird choice.
Okay.
You know how empathetic I am. I really mapped a lot of emotions onto this 500X while I was driving.
I guess, yeah.
I really felt bad for it.
Yeah.
I felt bad that it's not selling.
Yeah.
No, it's not a looker.
Yeah.
You know? But
this is like when before our oldest child was born, we went shopping for like a little stuffed animal to give him when he was born at the hospital.
Right.
And Jenny picked out like this really, really goofy looking cat, stuffed cat. And we both decided that it looked like a Gary.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a Gary, the stuffed cat, and it's very goofy looking.
Sure.
Because she thought that no one else would buy it. And I was like, you know that it's not alive, right? I feel like I'm having the same conversation again.
Right. She was worried about like how that stuffed animal felt when the lights went out at the store at night.
Yeah.
Just like I do about the Fiat when the lights go out at the dealership at night. Where it's just like, oh, another day. Nobody bought me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
There's also like an overbearing Italian mother. Who's like, your cousin Renegade is doing great.
Right.
Your cousin Renegade just passed the bar.
Yep, they're a lawyer doctor. Yep. Oh, and they're engaged.
Yep.
And their fiance, they come from money.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, and like the Fiat is like in the basement, like drawing, you know? Yeah.
Working on its art.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or just like trying to build a synthesizer. It's like, shut up, mom. Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
We've maybe stretched this analogy too far.
That's not even music, Gary.
Gary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
so you didn't mind the way it drove?
I didn't mind the way it drove. And so I actually did drive the Renegade as well.
Oh, okay.
That was on the last leg.
Okay.
Of coming back.
Could you tell a difference between the two?
Not
in the way
really.
They drove, really?
Not really. It was really two different driving environments. So that last leg was down from Myers Ranch down like all of the descents of I-70 into Denver. And so like I was just railing that freaking thing. Like I was just through the turns, like just giving it the beans. And so it was hilarious to drive a Renegade like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for the 500X. I don't know. If you have to pick between the two, I say get a 500X.
Yeah.
What do you say? You say get a Renegade.
I say you have way too many emotions tied up in this.
And
I haven't driven the 500X, so I'm not sure. But just based on the way they look, I think the Renegade is already kind of a funky, weirder choice than say like a Rogue.
Right. True. It is. Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I mean, like, look at the landscape that we live in now. Look at your funky choices for weird SUVs that we would never own. Yeah. Right. Kia Soul, Fiat 500X, Renegade. What else am I missing?
I think end of list.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call the Tiguan funky.
No.
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 Yeah.
It's German. It's not funky. They don't do funky.
Right.
And like the Evoque isn't really, it's not really funky either.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
Okay.
I'm sure there's one more.
Yeah, but still, like, we have at least 3 weird, funky, small SUVs.
Right, because the, what do you call it? What was the Nissan? Not the Rogue.
Juke.
The Juke.
Yeah.
That's not, they don't make that anymore.
I don't think that's the thing anymore. Right. Yeah. Yep.
You got the Kicks instead.
Oh, no. Yeah, the Kicks. Yeah. I saw one on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest name.
Yeah.
That's dumber than calling an electric car turbo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to call it Kicks.
Kicks. Yeah. That's a
Kicks.
And that is an odd looking car.
It is. It is really weird looking.
Let's look at it.
I love that neither of us drove a Nissan on this.
Yeah.
And we've still found a way to complain.
Sorry, Wendy. I know. No, you don't need location access Nissan's website. Yeah, that's an odd. It's like they tried to make a Citroen DS3.
Right. Well, and in you're right. It does look a little like that. I wonder if it's related.
No, because it's Citroen. They'd be related to a Renault, not a Citroen.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Right. Anyway, but you're right. That's exactly what it looked like they were going for, and it's just like. It's off somehow.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell. I don't know that I could tell you why it's off.
Right.
But especially in person, it just looks not right.
You ever see those like special effects masks where they try to like look like someone else? Mm-hmm. It looks like that. Like they tried to make a car look like a car.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Where it's like the prosthetics are just a touch off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell there's an engine under there, but there's a weird, creepy outer layer to it.
Right.
Why are we talking about it?
I don't know. I don't know.
But that is the plight of the poor Fiat 500X.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, Ian. I'm in a weird place.
You went through a journey on that drive.
See what happens when you're not around?
That's what this show would be if I wasn't on it. Like it would just be Dave emoting about.
Yeah, all the emotions come out of me. I need you there to shove them back down. Just to like take an emotional fire extinguisher to me and just be like, nope.
Whereas if it was just me on the show, it would just be dead air as I read things on the like I read stats on all these cars, and I go,
I have so many Wikipedia tabs open. Look at the horsepower of the Kicks, 122.
It's really kicking.
Paltry.
Kicking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so on that same leg that you were talking about on the way down,
yes,
I drove the Kia Telluride.
Yes,
the 2020
Let's
Kia
talk about
Telluride.
And maybe there's good things in store from us in relation to a Kia in the near future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always worked out well when we've teased things that we're working on.
Like a book club. Yeah, okay.
All right, so
let's talk about the 2020 Kia Telluride.
Yeah, so we drove it separately.
Yep.
And which you will see in the thing we're doing. But we haven't really talked about it to each other. So
let's talk.
I will say that I was very impressed with it. Like it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
And I thought that it represented very good value for what you were getting.
Absolutely good value. So let's just kind of give some like broad like specifications, right?
Right.
V6, 3.8 liter, almost 300 horsepower, 8-speed automatic transmission. That's about 7-seat SUV.
Yeah.
Right?
7-seater,
Seven-seater.
big, comfortable 7-seater. And it's like sort of luxury vehicle.
Yep.
Right? It's
Yep.
it kind of competes directly with, I would say, the Volkswagen.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? The Volkswagen Atlas.
Yep. Interior, like first, the styling is great. Like I actually like the styling. I think it looks good.
It looks unique.
Yeah, right. I think the color that we had ours in was that beautiful, like deep pearlescent white. That was a gorgeous color. And one of our Instagram friends commented that they have the same color on their Optima. It's a gorgeous color.
It really is. Yeah, it looks really great in direct sun and everything, which not all paint does. You know?
No, tons of depth to like the metallic flake, and which like gives you that like more premium feel.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think. I really like what they're doing with the interiors. I think my big gripe about the interior is I don't like the like tacked on infotainment screen look. I don't like it in the Mazdas. I don't like it in here.
Okay.
And I thought the seats were a little less supportive than I like. But.
Yeah, I was okay with the seats because they seemed like a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
The only thing that I didn't really like, and the screen didn't really register with me. My boo has a Lexus RX 450h, which has that screen that kind of, it almost looks like it would fold down, but it doesn't.
Right.
Right. You know, so I think I'm just kind of blind to those now. You know, they don't really like blip for me. But this bar right here on the interior here,
having it on the driver's side, I thought was strange.
Yeah, it is, because and that dug into like my knee and like that kind of messed with my driving position, because I do like to sit closer than most people do that are my same height.
Right.
You know, yeah, like driving pickup trucks growing up, you know, I think you and I both like a more upright driving position.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, yeah. So that bar was kind of getting in the way, but I don't know. But other than that, like everything that you touch, I think feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's made with really good materials.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this thing like starts at 33 grand.
Right.
You know?
I mean, we did not drive one that was 33 grand.
No, we drove a 43 grand one. But
Right.
the interior is basically the same.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember what the options were on the one that we drove, but everything seemed pretty well worth it. Like,
Yeah.
At the spec it was for $43,000, it seemed really, really worth it.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just really impressed with everything, except for the other gripe that I had was the engine was not very good. Like it seemed like kind of nasty. You know what I mean? Like it was like a lot of noise, vibration, harshness, sort of thing.
The engine noise carried through more than I wanted it to.
Right.
Yeah.
And it did seem like at higher elevation, especially, like it struggled a bit because it's normally aspirated, and it's a big car.
It is a big car. Yeah. Yeah, it did feel like it was struggling a little bit. I think it does have that thing, though, where despite the engine noise, I think it does mask some of the speed. I really had to watch my speed in it. And I think that maybe because it's big, it helps mask how fast you're going.
Right.
You know? It did run away from me a little bit.
Okay.
You know, not like most of the other cars we've driven, but it was like, oh, I didn't think I would need to watch my speed in this thing.
Right.
You know, but here I am, you know, doing 10 over without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I will say we did agree. I know we already did talk about one thing.
Yeah.
About how awesome. There's one feature in
Oh,
here.
man. Yeah.
That's so great. So
tell the people about it, Ian.
So
I need to see if I can find pictures of it.
For a first time ever, I think we're going to rave about like a driver assistance feature.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you turn the turn signal on, you have your instrument cluster is a completely digital display.
Yep.
Which you can configure and all that sort of stuff. But the center of it, when you turn the turn signal on,
here's
shows a camera view of the side down the side of the car in the direction that you've turned on the turn signal.
Yeah.
And the first time it happened, it was jarring.
Same for me. And
distracting.
The Hyundai had the same thing.
Right. And I was like, whoa, what's that?
Yep.
And then by the second time I used my turn signal, it was completely like I just checked it with my peripheral vision completely. Like I had just completely adapted to it after the second attempt.
Right. You just kind of make that like blind spot sweep, mirror blind spot sweep, and then you just start including that in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like immediately. I didn't even think about it.
Right. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah. So let's see if we can like view this image. Yeah. So it shows. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So this is somebody, what that would be putting on the driver's side? Yeah, I can't tell.
Well, I mean, regardless, it's just really.
So it's just a shot. Oh, that's the passenger side. It shows right up here. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it just a camera shot straight down the passenger side. So cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like need to stare at it or anything like that. You just kind of give it a quick glance and your mirror quick glance, and then you can move over. It's really, really well integrated.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
It's not intrusive. Like I think if somebody had described it to me, I'd be like, "Oh,
right. Yeah, I put that on. This
how do I disable that?"
Right.
Would be my first question.
No, I am all about the blind spot assists.
Yeah.
So the little lights that come on when somebody's over there, all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say in some cars the calibration of that is a little off, and they give like a 2-car length
right
thing.
There's the manufacturers that take the methodology of, if you move over you're going to hit somebody,
right?
And then other ones that are like, well, if you move over you wouldn't be the best guy at the party,
right?
I
don't care about that.
yeah
I don't need to know that.
I just want to know if metal is going to hit metal.
That's not new information to me. I already know people hate me. Let me move over.
Right. Can I physically fit?
Yes.
Right.
That's
all what I want
to need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Exact data. Yes or no. It is not some weird, ethereal, conceptual response.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to know how this factors into my karma down the road.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think what else I had to say about the Kia.
I thought the transmission was good. I thought it shifted well.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So you drove the Hyundai as well?
I did.
I didn't realize
I drove both the Hyundai and the Telluride.
How do they compare?
The Telluride, since it was released first, I think has the slightly older interior.
Okay.
As much as I liked this interior, the Hyundai's was better. The Hyundai's was really good.
Do you remember what the price difference was? Was it a lot?
Yeah, okay. I don't remember. I actually didn't look at the price.
Well, I think Hyundai is supposed to be like the slightly more premium version,
and the Kia's supposed to be more accessible.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, I'd be curious to. I wish I had gotten to check out the Hyundai. Just especially to compare it against that Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Because that's really kind of where Hyundai and Kia are right now, is kind of where Volkswagen were 10, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that like one thing that the Telluride has, and this is something that you brought up, is, and all of Kia and all of Hyundai really, is that they're working off of the benefit of low expectations.
Right.
Right?
Right. Because everybody remembers.
Yeah.
When you say Kia, they think of Kia from 1998.
Right.
And what tragically terrible shitboxes they were.
Right. Or the Hyundai Excel.
Right.
Right?
I mean, just horrendous. But like that reputation is so not deserved anymore.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Here's the Palisade interior. They have this nice little like button shifter for the gear selection.
Oh, okay.
It looks a little bit more stately and a little bit kind of bigger.
Right.
But and so they do the blind spot camera a little bit different.
Okay.
They do it for the driver's side on the, where the speedometer is, and then for the passenger side where the tack is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they actually mix it up. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, here's the interior. You can tell it's just a skosh better.
Right.
Yeah. It had like a cool hex design.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dug it.
Do you like that shifter?
I do. I
Really?
did like it. Yeah,
Okay.
it had a cool feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious to try one of those because I usually don't like.
You want to move a thing?
I want to move a thing.
Okay, so if you want to move a thing, right? Just imagine what if you just had a simple goddamn button where your hand just wants to go,
Right.
right? Where you're just making that decision,
Yeah.
right? Where if you just looked, you could just feel which was which without even thinking about it. Not like the BMW where you're like, I have to grab the gear shift lever where I'm moving things, and look at the goddamn diagram.
That's terrible.
Right?
That's the worst one,
Right?
by far.
Yeah. No, this fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, super easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Really dug it. Yeah. Yeah, no, these are cool cars, man. I like that the Hyundai had
Oh boy.
I mean, it's so late past my bedtime. I like that the Kia had like USB charging ports in the seats. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yep. They had integrated like the sunshades in the back.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff for kids and.
Oh, speaking of
that.
kids, we have a video. Here, let's show folks a video.
Oh no, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, we do. Okay. All right, here we go.
Well, but
I'm now coming to you from the third row of the 2020 Kia Telluride. I figured I'm the one with children, so I should probably address some of that stuff.
why am I so sweaty?
There are charging ports back here.
I turned on the heat.
Middle seats are cooled and heated. There are no built-in screens or anything like that, so some of the minivans that you'd be competing against with this car might have an advantage there. But for older kids and then maybe some younger kids in the back,
Kids that are going to have their own
easy to
devices anyway.
access the anchor points for car seats, and the doors are nice and big, so you can get in and out easily. Good for kids. Good for kids.
There you go. This is Ian's rear seat roundup.
oh wow, you changed the name already.
What is it? Ian's third row reviews.
Third row reviews.
Ian's third row reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian.
First and only segment.
No, we're doing way more. I want you in the back of a Volvo. I want you sitting backwards in a Tesla. I want you in that Telluride or the Hyundai. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. I want you in an old Mercedes-Benz station wagon.
Just throwing up.
I want you in a Subaru Brat. Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What else did we have?
Well, I think we're running tight on time.
Okay.
But I do just want to quickly play this video because this is you driving and we'll talk about this more in another episode, but you driving the Challenger with the Scat Pack. Mm-hmm. It has such a delightful exhaust noise. Here's you pulling out of, this is Kenosha Pass, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Also, check out how I timed that zoom when you shifted gears. That was completely on accident.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, watch. Yeah, that was serendipitous. Yeah. God, I could never do that if I tried.
Yeah.
My sense of rhythm is so great. Yeah.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly, Ian. Okay, so I think we might need to wrap it up, but we're going to talk about the VW Arteon.
Yes.
Arteon. Next episode.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll talk more about the Scat Pack.
Yes.
And we'll talk about the Mazda 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe some others.
Yes. Let's just go out on a couple of, I have a couple of my eyes, and we have some listener stuff.
Great.
Okay. So I'm going to save the Scrambler stuff for the next episode. But let's see here. We have our buddy Eric in Illinois. sent us a text. He was driving next to somebody who had a sunshade up on their window, like you put up for children.
Yeah.
But they had it on their driver's side window, like some kind of idiot for their pickup truck.
Huh.
They didn't like the sun coming in, so they decided to completely place an opaque object on their driver's side window.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, but is that one of the ones that you can see through?
No, it's
like
one of those,
from the other side.
He said it was like one of those like stick-on ones that like is just like
Completely blocks.
yeah,
Well, that's dangerous.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Is this person running from the cops or something? Like yeah. And then he also sent bad day for this vehicle owner. DeLorean broken down on the side of the road.
That's pretty much the default position for those.
Yep. And if this person has what I think they have, and maybe a mullet, I can't tell from the pixelation, but
It also seems to fit.
good on you, DeLorean owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have one. Where is it? It's a Honda, Ian. It's
Right there, I think.
there. We go. Okay, so I saw this in the parking lot of a Panera near where I work, right? And somebody had like a, I don't know, what is this? Like a Honda, mid-early 2000s Honda, right?
Yeah.
And they decided to add extra Honda badges to the fenders.
Oh, that's really strange.
And so obviously this isn't like a car stanza or anything, and it's
Right.
a very clean, good-looking Honda.
yeah.
And that extra badge isn't like insane or ostentatious. I mean, I wouldn't put it right there,
Yeah.
but they just like and it's not like the giant Honda window decal.
Yeah.
So they have some restraint,
Right.
but they did add extra Honda badges to their car.
I will say that the stance of that car is ever so slightly off, right?
Yeah.
Like those wheels are too big.
A bit too big.
Like
yeah.
too wide though.
Yeah, too wide. Yeah, they're sticking out from the side. Yeah.
The
And this one,
offset is all jacked up or something.
Yeah.
Something's off about that.
it is.
Looks weird.
It does. Yeah. I mean, it's a fine looking car. It's nice
Yeah.
and clean.
It's very clean.
right? Yeah, especially for this era.
Yeah.
I mean, a little scuff here and there, but
it's like good 6 foot clean.
oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy, right? But yeah, just the extra I walked past, that was one of those ones where you like walk past it and you're like, wait a second.
Right.
Right? And so I went back and I was like, huh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do want to just point out, I want you to leave this up for a second.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
I just
yeah.
want to point out that it is very on brand for us.
Uh-huh.
Just this, whatever this is,
Yeah.
that we're examining this picture of
I wanted to get to that.
this Honda where there's like a 64 Mustang, like,
Right. Yeah. A beautiful classic Mustang in the background.
and it's going to be even more when someone's like, actually, that's a 65.
Right. Yeah. And also a completely
Right.
bagged Chevy Suburban.
Uh-huh.
Right? That was sitting on the ground.
That's awesome. Hard parked.
Hard parked, baby. And here we are fixating on a Honda with an extra badge on the front fender.
That's fantastic.
Right? Yeah, no, I took this picture from this angle just for that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's sweet. I love
Right?
it.
Yeah. So weird, right? I mean, like, yeah, okay, go for it.
I love that you didn't take a picture of the Mustang.
I mean,
the
there were a whole bunch of cars around it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a good picture of it.
No. I'm legitimately, I'm not
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm very happy we're talking about
Yeah.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
2006 Honda Accord.
Oh, I always noticed classic Mustangs. Like
Yeah.
that was my boo's first car. So I
Right.
always see, think
Right.
of her and
give it like a what's
yeah,
up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Right. Yeah. And of course, how can you not love a hard parked Chevy Suburban
Yeah, that's cool.
riding on freaking airbags, man, and with a crazy like blue and black flame paint job?
Yeah.
I used to have a mountain bike that looked like that. Yeah. Probably the same wheel size, like 26. Probably. Right? Yeah, I got 26-inch wheels on my 1996 GT Timberline FS mountain bike.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Impressive, right? Yeah. I wrecked my Nissan pickup truck the same day I bought that mountain bike.
Oh.
Rear-ended somebody on the highway.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, bike was in the back of the truck. Yep. But it was fine.
Oh man.
So anyway, yeah, I think did we do a car show, Ian?
I think we did car show.
Yeah, we have so much more to talk about from RMDE, and I'm really looking forward to talking about the Arteon. I'm looking forward to learning how to pronounce it. All kinds of stuff. We have what else? We I drove a Subaru Legacy and didn't hate it.
Yeah.
The Mazda 3 sedan, the crazy BMW. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get in. We should just do a whole episode about the BMW.
We'll open with that next time.
Yeah, and yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we love you, everyone.
We absolutely do. Ian, let's tell people where to go, where all that stuff.
Right. So TeamClearCoat.com for all the particulars. We're on the media's social.
Yes.
Look for news soon from us on a name change.
Yep. Next few weeks. There'll probably be another episode after this one, and then we may get a little spotty over the next couple weeks as we're working on stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are happening. And I think that's it. We love you.
Hotline
is 720-515-1391.
Yeah, you see somebody driving with a goddamn window shade, take a picture.
Text it to us.
Yeah, right.
Call us.
Yeah.
Leave us a voicemail. We will not pick up.
We will not. And I'm looking forward to re-recording that voicemail message.
Yeah.
that we recorded in my car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Stay tuned, everybody. Like Ian said, we do love you.
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.